Okay, our final example is a couple differences. First off, this isn't a fraction. Officially, it's over 1. The second difference, which is a little bit simpler, really, the denominators are all monomial objects. They're just single letters. This is much more like the ones we've already seen. All right, what you'll notice, though, a plus b, again, is a binomial numerator, so I'm going to put parentheses around it to represent it as one object when we're doing this. As far as least common denominator is concerned, the only things making any kind of denominator issue are the x and the m. So x, m, both of the first powers of the least common denominator. The 1 doesn't factor into a least common denominator. Just remember that everything written as a whole number is a numerator object. The over 1 really reinforces that. Then once we establish the least common denominator of xm, our next task is to create the correct numerators for that denominator. So we have our first fraction, a plus b over x. So the current numerator is a plus b. And again, I'm putting the current numerator in parentheses to treat it as one single object. Looking at the denominator, what it was and what it is now. It was x, now it's xm. What's new?
M.
So times m. The next numerator is plus c. And the denominator was m, now it's xm. So what's new? X. And the next numerator is, let's see, I haven't used orange yet, plus d. And the denominator was 1, now it's xm. What's new?
XM.
Everything's new, right? So again, every time you have to ask yourself, what was it before, what is it now, how did it change? How it changed is what multiplies by the top. And then we simply distribute when necessary. This is a distributive property. First, second. This is just one thing times one thing. This is just one thing times one thing. Okay, distributive property is necessary when things are being added, subtracted times something, something times something times something, just a bunch of multiplication. So this is going to be am plus bm. That's going to be plus cx. This is going to be plus dmx. Oops. D goes the other way. Plus dmx. All over mx. Alphabetical order is not required. I just like it, so I'm going to go that way. So am plus bm plus cx plus dmx over mx. And again, I've seen people trying to distribute this kind of stuff. That's one object being multiplied by one object. You just get a product of the three objects. It's not like d times x and d times m or anything weird like that. Right? And that is the extent of that. Can't make it any prettier than that. That's the final answer.